Okay, well, hello everybody. My name is Matt Purdy from the Career Services Unit here at Murray State. I wanted to congratulate you on coming to your last semester with Murray State. This presentation is intended for December 2017 graduates. And this is just some basic information that we wanted to get out to all of our seniors before they leave Murray State. So there are several important events and dates. Of course, the most important that should be on your calendar is Saturday, December 9th at 9 a.m. at the CFSB Center. Of course, that's commencement. There should be a commencement practice, usually the week before. There's a senior breakfast on November 16th in the Curse Center Ballroom. That's always a fun event. But you really want to make sure that you get in touch with the bookstore about Senior Salute on November 1st and 2nd. From 10 to 5:30. It's really a come and go type of event, but that is where you can order your invitations, your cap and gown, hoods, honor cords, so on and so forth. And so the bookstore will have all the information on that. And in addition to these items, they will also have information on things like class rings and other types of regalia and memorabilia. So definitely a good event to attend. Now, there are a lot of things probably on your to-do list between now and December, and we're here to add a few more things, if you will. One of the first things you might want to think about as you transition from being a student into an alum is okay, so I would recommend, actually, as part of your to-do list, joining the Alumni Association. Our alums are an extremely proud bunch. They love Murray State, they love helping out, and there's no better way to connect with other racers than joining the Alumni Association. The university utilizes the association in a lot of different ways. For instance, having a recruiting event in a far-flung area, if you will, our Alumni Association will reach out to different alums in that area and ask for maybe an hour of their time to come to this event and talk to prospective racers about their time at Murray State and why their experiences here were so valuable to them. The other thing to think about is as you move around the world in your career, you get promoted or go on new adventures and you want to find somebody in your new area, in your new neck of the woods, you can always reach out to the Alumni Association and ask them, who are the racers living around New York? Who are the racers who live around Toronto, for instance, or Europe? And they can help connect you with other racers in those particular areas. Think about all the traditions that we have here at Murray State. Things like all-campus saying, the shoe tree, campus lights. Alumni members want to make sure that those traditions continue. So that's another great way. If you are a really, really big fan of traditions like that, that's the other thing I would recommend joining the Alumni Association for, to kind of stay up on different things and what's happening on campus. There's a regular e-newsletter that goes out, and that goes to the kind of the two-way communication. And so as you see things in the world that you think Murray State should know about, the Alumni Association is a great receptor for information like that. And absolutely, last but certainly not least, being an alumni voice when it comes to your state and federal lawmakers and different issues affecting higher education in general, and then of course Murray State University specifically. Being part of the Alumni Association can also be a huge benefit there to all of the entire racer family. Now, the financial aid piece is extremely important. I don't have to tell you that. I highly encourage you to go out to nslds.ed.gov to get an idea of all your loans, what those repayments will be, the interest, the principal, etc., etc. absolutely, stay on top of this, because while you will have a grace period after you graduate, I think that's usually around 6 months, that payback will start coming sooner than you think, of course. The big thing to keep in mind with financial aid and with those particular lenders is if you get into a situation where you can't make that payment, call your lender, let them know what's going on, and really communicate with them. Don't forget about it. Don't try to think, oh, well, they'll forget about me, because they won't. Trust us. You want to make sure that you stay in contact with them. And so if you have a situation, say 5, 6, 7 years down the road, hopefully this doesn't happen, but money gets tight and you have to decide between paying your mortgage and paying your student loan, pay your mortgage and then call your loan servicer and explain the situation to them. There are different ways to get forbearances or deferments, and they will absolutely work with you. Of course, our financial aid office is here to answer any questions you might have. You can reach them at 270-809-2546. You might want to think about graduate school. There's some awesome programs here at Murray State. You can take them online or at the regional campuses or in traditional format, of course. Costs are generally similar to undergraduate rates, and there's all kinds of graduate school information, not only on murraystate.edu, but also on the Career Services website. And you may want to schedule an appointment for not only deciding if graduate school is right for you or not, but for helping out with your graduate school application. Career Services is happy to help out with that. Now, the other thing as far as the career search goes that we recommend, signing up for a RacerTracks account. You may be familiar with different job search engines like Career Builder or Indeed or Dice.com. RacerTracks is somewhat similar. It is a job search engine just for racers and our alums. So even alums still have access to this after you leave. It's free. It's easy to complete a profile. We do recommend you upload a resume, and we also recommend you make that resume public so that way employers can find you. Every company that comes to us with a position or they're curious about applicants, we set them up with an account on RacerTracks, and like I said too, every position we get, we put into this system. And so it's a really good way to kind of find out about events, see what's going on, see who's hiring. It shouldn't be the only tool in your toolbox, but it's a really, really good resource for racers on the job search. Speaking of job search, absolutely get your resume updated. Have somebody to look at it. It is so vital to have another set of eyes on your resume. Personally, I've been in this business now for 10 years, and I have yet to run into an employer that doesn't really care about spelling or grammatical mistakes. 100% of the employers that I've worked with over the years, this stat is true. One spelling or grammar mistake and it lands in the trash. That's very, very accurate. So have somebody look at it. We are happy to do that remotely here through our online resume review system. We call it eResume. You email preferably Word document to msu.eresume@murraystate.edu. We also take PDFs as well. Send it to us and we will turn that around officially within 48 hours, but generally we can get those turned around in less than 24. And if it's a rush order or you're like, hey, I need this like now, you can submit it and then call us and we will do everything we can in order to get that to you. Now, of course, certain events happening throughout the year, career fair for instance, it might be a little difficult to get a real quick turn time on that. So the sooner you start on this, the better off it'll be. We also recommend you submit a cover letter whenever you apply for positions, even if it's not required, because a cover letter can work out really, really well to talk about things that might be a little more difficult to put down on a resume. And face it, as an applicant, if you take that extra step compared to the other applicants, you greatly increase your chances of getting an interview, which is really the point of the resume. It's not to get the job, it's to get the interview, and then the interview gets you the job. and we are happy to review cover letters as well. Speaking of interviews, there's all kinds of interviews. There's phone interviews, there's Skype interviews, there's in-person interviews. We can absolutely coach on how to approach all three of these types and other interviews as well. If you have a question about a panel interview, maybe you're going to sit down with a company and you already know that you're going to be interviewing with 4 people at once and you've never had that happen before, call us or schedule an appointment. We can talk about the strategies you can use to make sure you look as great as possible as you're interviewing for that next great position. Same way, if you are in the Murray area and you have a Skype interview and you need a good location, you can call and reserve one of our interview rooms. It's a great scenery, great backdrop, good lighting. You can use our equipment, or you're welcome to bring your own in, of course, and conduct your Skype interviews here out of Career Services. One tip on this that I want to point out, particularly with the phone interviews, not a Skype interview, but a phone interview, just audio. Consider this, 2 major things. One, dress professionally. Studies have shown that people dress up for a phone interview. Even though they can't see you, you will still perform better. The other thing that happens is smile when you're on phone interviews, because that will come across in your voice. We help out with many, many things, and we strongly recommend, as students are in their last semester here, that they really focus hard on their job search strategy. You might not have one yet. We can help develop one for you. Everything from how to network to how to look for certain jobs in your particular industry and the geographic region you are interested in. We understand maybe not everybody wants to stay in Kentucky, and you're curious about how do I look for a job in a far-flung place. We can help with that. So you can always give us a call, make an appointment. We can do a phone call. We can do email appointments. Whatever works for you. We really want to meet you wherever you're at. Speaking of networking and interacting with people in different places, build your network as much as possible, especially before you leave Murray State. Think of all the people that you've met during your time here with us. Think about the faculty members, the staff members, your friends and counterparts in your classes. Make sure you connect with those people before you're done here at Murray State, and consider adding them on LinkedIn. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But the more you can build up your network, the better off you're going to be in the future, okay? Yes, we're a university. Yes, academics is extremely important. But so is that very wise saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I would also add to that, who knows you. So definitely keep your grades up. That's important. That's why you've been here. And that is kind of the key to open the door. But your network will help you find those particular doors that you want that key to open. So never, never, never discount your network. Do everything you can this semester to, as I said, reconnect with those people that maybe you met a semester or 2 ago and they're kind of still in the back of your mind, but you haven't really talked in a while. Reach out to them. Just say, hey, I really like that class, or hey, I was curious about something. And just, like I said, just start building back up your network. Guess what? Whenever you apply to an organization for a job, chances are the employer or the recruiting manager or the interviewer, they are going to put your name and your information into Google, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. They are going to start looking for you online just to see if there's any red flags. And of course, I'm certain there would not be. However, is a common occurrence that I hear just in general, in the general hiring industry, that employees are no longer considered for whatever information that an employer might find online. Keep in mind, it's usually not the exact action that sends up a red flag or gets somebody declined or kicked out of a job search. It's not the action, it's the idea that it would be posted online, generally in a photo, or it could be something else, status updates, for instance. It's generally just the idea that somebody is putting out in a public forum that employers get extremely nervous about. So you might want to go through, definitely Google for yourself, and don't just Google for your name. Search for your name plus the email on your resume plus your Murray State email, different variations on things. Really go and dig in. Look at your, just for instance, a lot of social media sites will have a option where you can view your page as if somebody was not your friend or not following you. Use that to your advantage as well, and take a look and see what employers might see. I also recommend, though, use social media for your advantage. Go out, follow industry associations and organizations on their social media channels. Find out what's happening in your field of interest. Definitely join LinkedIn if you're not on there yet. Good news, it's easy to sign up. There are multiple paid options for LinkedIn, but generally our recommendation is the free version should be fine. If you continue to hit a paywall or you're trying to do something on LinkedIn and it keeps wanting money, well then your specific case may require that. But generally speaking, unless you're making money using LinkedIn, I wouldn't recommend bothering with any of the paid accounts, at least not for recent grads, of course. And if you have any questions at all about this, you can always reach out to us here in the Career Center, and we're happy to even privately and discreetly search for you and let you know what we find. We do that on a regular basis for people. We don't judge. We won't think any less of you or anything like that, and we certainly don't share it with anybody. We're very discreet with these kinds of searches, but we're happy to take a look and let you know what we find. But use social media for good, and just make sure you go back in time and see what may have been posted in the past. So we have a ton of events this semester here at the Murray campus that we welcome all Murray State students to attend. Of course, our career fairs are huge. These are our flagship events, if you will, particularly the All Majors Career Fair on October 10th and the STEM OSH Career Fair on October 11th. The Hudson School of Agriculture puts on their career fair on Wednesday, November 1st, and there's also the Teacher Fair on Friday, November 10th. Please, if you're interested in any of these organizations, attend these. Now, we understand that there will be certain majors and certain career ambitions that might not fit perfectly in these boxes. I would still make the argument that it might be advantageous to come to some of these, because if nothing else, you can practice introducing yourself and giving your elevator pitch and really kind of getting used to interacting and networking with professionals. And face it, the employers that come to these events, they are not coming here because of the beautiful campus, which we have, or the friendly people, which we absolutely have, or the plentiful parking, which could be more plentiful. They are coming here because they want to hire racers. We also have a lot of alums that come back to hire other racers. And so definitely make plans if you can. Please feel free to attend any of these. They're all in the Career Center. They are great events, and I always tell people, dress professionally, of course. These are required. That is required to attend. And plan on staying a lot longer than you realize. We talk to a lot of students. They think, well, I'll pop in for 20 minutes, and 2 hours goes by before they know it. So make sure that you have these on your calendar, and as I said, if you can, absolutely attend these. We're also hosting multiple job search workshops throughout the semester. Speaking of the career fair on October 3rd, we're going to talk all about what to do at career fairs. We also talk about resume writing, how to brand yourself, how to interview, all kinds of things. And so if you can, we would love to have you here in Murray to attend some of these. We are also open to talking about these on a one-on-one basis, and so maybe you can't make it here on one of these Tuesdays from 3 to 4, but you really want to know more about what to do at a career fair. You can schedule an appointment, and we're happy to kind of talk about those situations, especially how they relate to your specific scenario. We also do resume writing workshops. We have 3 dates this semester, and that is where you can come in with a digital copy of your resume on a thumb drive, or you can email to yourself, and we'll actually sit down at the computer with you and help out with formatting issues and make sure it looks as good as possible. One last thing about LinkedIn, we offer free headshots every Friday from 10 to 2. You come in, I always make the joke, come in, be dressed professionally from the waist up, and we will take several pictures of you. We'll send you the high-res versions. You don't have to use it just for your LinkedIn profile. You can get it submitted. You can get it printed at a photo printer if you like. Have it framed. Give it to somebody as a gift. That's always a nice idea, especially with the holidays coming up. But we offer this service free of charge, and we implore everybody to take advantage of this. Your LinkedIn profile picture should not be some cropped out photo from a social event. I've seen that from other professionals that I'm connected with, but it's definitely better if you can have a nice consistent background. Like I said, just dress professionally and so on and so forth. So another really, really good service that we provide. On our homepage, right in the middle of that homepage, you will find our Google Calendar. Subscribe to this, or at least bookmark it and check it out from time to time. One thing that I've not talked about yet are on-campus interview dates. We have got companies that want to come here and interview here in Murray for their positions. This is really handy because a lot of times these companies are nowhere near Murray. They're from Nashville, they're from St. Louis, they're from Chicago. So make plans to keep an eye on this calendar. We will put up the interview dates, and in the detail section, we'll talk about how to get on that interview schedule. Most companies will do what we call a pre-select schedule. That means that an applicant applies, and the company will review his or her resume, and then make the decision if they want to interview that person or not, okay? You cannot get considered for an interview, though, if you don't apply. The other thing to look closely at, especially for the companies that interview on October 11th or 12th, right, the dates after the All Majors Career Fair and the STEM OSH Fair, a lot of those companies will build their interview schedules at the actual career fair. So keep that in mind as well. It's another reason to attend the career fairs. But definitely keep an eye on our calendar. We are adding things to this throughout the semester as different events come up. And it's really the most up-to-date spot to find out what's happening in career services. We like to give things away here at Career Services. We have a free download available for you. It's our career handbook. It's 33 pages of anything and everything you can think about with careers. So we have resume samples, cover letter samples, interview questions, even information in the back, like a diagram of a formal place setting. Because now that you are a college grad or soon to be college grad, you may find yourself on a dinner interview, and you might sit down and wonder, why are there 4 forks on this table? Trust me, there was a time in my career where I definitely needed that chart, and it was very helpful. We also have an information sheet that we will be giving away. We'll have it available for download on our website, along with information on different things that you should be doing. Now, this concludes our presentation. Once again, congratulations from Career Services. Please reach out to us. Let us know how we can be of service to you. You can reach us at 270-809-3735, or you can email us at msu.careerservices@murraystate.edu. You can also visit us here at the Murray campus at 100 Oakley Applied Science Building. We really, once again, appreciate you checking out this presentation, and we look forward to working with you soon. Thanks, and go Racers.